Hey, Bob and Mandy here, and welcome to List Play, the talk show where we make lists and you tell us how bad they are, probably.
Or good. You could think good.
They might be good.
But tonight we have a special show for you. We're having date night tonight. And what do you do on a date? On a first date or something?
This is what you do.
No.
Okay.
You probably don't watch this.
I don't think anyone does this on a first date. Hey, you want to go on a date? Why is there a camera? It's just...
I thought you meant watching.
Oh, okay.
Watching would be less weird.
Doing a show together on your first date. Okay.
What I meant was going to the movies. Classic 7th grade. So,
And if you're a good guy on a first date trying to make a good impression, there's a certain type of movie that you pick. You don't pick
300.
Yeah, you don't pick the new Transformers movie or whatever Michael Bay is pumped out. You pick a chick flick. You pick the current best option chick flick in the movie theaters.
But don't they really make everyone feel good?
Some of them make everyone feel good, and some of them make everyone feel angry. And some of them or disappointed, or feel like they wasted their money, or depends how good the movie is, really.
That's true. They can be bad.
So yes, the topic for today is chick flicks, and we're going to be doing a good versus evil episode, which means that we're going to do a list of the top 5 best chick flicks of all time. Or, well, that's not really a good way to explain it, but the top 5 best chick flicks by our measurement, and then the top 5 worst chick flicks by our measurement.
Today's theme was sent to us by Jocelyn Stanger on Twitter. So please send us your ideas. We will do them.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for the idea, because when we're thinking of these episodes, it is a struggle sometimes to think of something that's interesting, but you guys have tons of good ideas. So please tweet at ListPlayLive on Twitter if you have a good list idea, because we look through those pretty much every time we try and come up with an episode idea. And we've the last couple we've used viewer ideas because they're really good. But that brings us right to it. We're going to be starting off strong with the good list. We're going to go run down the top 5 good, and not best of all time, but good by our measure.
Some of our favorites.
Yeah, our favorite.
Okay, and so we want to clarify one thing before we get into it. So chick flicks, to us, can't be too action-packed or too funny. They have to be more focused on the romantic aspect of it.
Yeah, like a romantic comedy.
So we tried to narrow that. And the other thing is our bad list is not what you might think of as bad movies. Like,
some of them are actually successful and quality movies.
Yeah, well, and they've all have big budgets. They just didn't live up to expectations, or the story was really weak, or we wanted something else for them. Why are you laughing?
Someone in chat braces for Magic Mike.
Actually, no, but you guys are... You got the idea.
Yeah. So that brings us, though, to our...
And they are ones that we've seen, too, so that we could, like, talk about them. If, like, Magic Mike is a really bad movie, probably, but we have, in fact, not seen that, so we have no expertise on that. They are, in fact, movies we have seen.
Absolutely. Which brings us to the good list, and brings us to number 5 on the good list. This is a good movie with a good cast, interesting cast. Number 5 best chick flick is...
We did the bad list first.
Oh no, we did the bad list first. Why didn't you say anything?
Okay, so we're doing the 5 bad first. So the 5th worst is Tristan and Isolde. I thought that, but then you did it, so I thought... I'm dyslexic, okay? Don't be mad at me.
Okay. No one corrected me. You do the bad list then.
So number 5 on the worst list is, like you saw, Tristan and Isolde. So this one, to me was really, really disappointing. So it came out, I re-looked this up. I didn't just remember this, but it came out in 2006, which I was 15, and I saw it in the movie theater, and I was really excited because Tristan and Isolde is a badass Wagner opera, which is, and it like has a really sweet ass story. It's like really like hardcore, like it's sort of Romeo and Juliet. Like, of course, it's an opera, right? Lots of dramatic. He can't be with her. She can't be with him. Okay. So, I still can't get up for that. Sorry, people. So it was really disappointing to me because I thought it would be all about this really great story. And if you go to Wikipedia and read the synopsis of either the opera or this movie, it sounds kick-ass, right? But all I remember from watching it was being horrified in the movie theater because it went back and forth between her having sex with her husband, her having sex with Tristan, her having sex with her husband, her having sex with Tristan, like back and forth like 100 times. And I mean, this movie could have been amazing. It had an amazing story, one of the best love stories, amazing opera, horrifying movie. Number 5.
Which brings us to number 4 on the good, bad, whichever list. I don't know. I don't even know. You say the next one.
The bad list. So, number 4 on the bad list.
Computer, don't do this.
Computer.
Don't do this, computer.
Oh, no!
Hang on.
Is Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Sorry for the interruption there. The technical things have been bad today. So, this one Bob put on the list, so I'll let him tell you about it.
Yeah, I remember when this movie came out, I don't remember exactly the year, but I was in high school, I think, early high school, and it was a huge deal because the book that this movie is based on was, like, enormous.
I loved that book.
It was I have not read the book, but everyone was talking about it. Everyone, like every girl in the world had read this book. It was a huge deal. My mom read it, and so my mom was really excited for the movie. And so I went into the movie, and I don't mind chick flicks. I like a good chick flick.
He does.
They're pretty.
You'll see on the good list.
Yeah, they're pretty like fun and happy, and you know, it's not a bad thing. And so I went into it open-minded. This movie is so boring. Holy crap. I don't know if it just doesn't translate what happened in the book to the movie very well.
There's a lot of...
But oh my god. It was so boring. And I don't know, I haven't rewatched it recently, but I don't know if they didn't do a good job of this with the movie. But
tell us a little bit about it.
The stories didn't tie together very well. So basically, there's these 4 friends, right, who are graduating from high school. And their sort of coming of age period of their lives, and they spread out across the world because they're all going to do different things. And one of them stays in.
But yet they all wear the same size pants.
Yeah, despite the fact that they don't seem to be exactly the same size people. They all wear the same pants. But one of them stays where they are. One of them goes to Greece. One of them goes to soccer camp in somewhere, South America. The other one goes to a city and does photography or something. I don't remember what they all do, but they spread out and they mail these pants to each other and they all wear them, and that's the only thing that happens. I mean, and the girl in Greece has like a love interest, and the girl at the soccer camp has like a love interest, and the girl who stays in their hometown is just really bummed out because she didn't get to go anywhere cool. But like, it's just boring. It's just boring.
Okay.
There was not a driving story that kept the movie interesting for me. It was just a bunch of random stories about these girls who fanned out across the world and did nothing.
It's a journey. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I read the book, so.
But yeah, I know the book was very popular, and I'm not trashing the book. I'm sure that the book was good to read.
I mean, to be fair, I was like a 12-year-old girl when I read it also, so it could also be horrible.
I just feel like the movie had to miss something that the book hit, because the movie was a big, boring letdown to me.
I mean, lots of movies are like that are based on
that
books.
happens. That happens a lot.
Happen.
But that brings us right along to number 3 on the bad list.
Yes.
Perhaps, if the computer will show it to us. We'll see. Number 3 on the bad list is... Seriously, computer? Seriously?
What the fuck? This was working earlier.
Doesn't make any sense.
Is long drum roll.
Yeah, this is just build up. Everyone just wait.
The Notebook. And Bob put this one on here, not me. I love this movie. I think it's awesome. I showed it to Bob early in our relationship, and he was crying like a baby and didn't want to see it.
Yeah, okay, so for one thing, I will say, this movie hits on one of my biggest personal fears in life, that I don't like that the whole movie is about it. And my grandmother has Alzheimer's, and I've done charity fundraisers for Alzheimer's. To be fair,
I knew that, and it was a bad cult.
And I have kind of a poor memory, and Alzheimer's is genetic, and it passes down. So I live with this fear of having seen what my grandmother is going through currently. She still has it.
She's really happy, though. Don't
this
worry
fear
about
of
it.
like, yeah, she's a really happy person, but still, it would. Yeah. If that happened to me, I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I would be as happy as she would. And this fear in my head of what if this happens to my parents, or what if this happens to me,
don't cry,
or whatever. I don't like it. So that's one of the reasons I don't like this movie.
But it's adorable, though.
But the other reason is this movie is so sad.
It's not.
Chick flicks are supposed to be so happy. The reason that I enjoy chick flicks and that I like the ones that I do like is because at the end you're like, it didn't work out quite like they thought.
They died together. It was beautiful.
That's not what I want to watch. That's not what. Yeah, real life happens all around us. I have a grandmother who has Alzheimer's. If I want to experience,
it was real love.
Oh, real love. No, it's real life, and it sucks. If I want to experience what it's like to live with someone who has Alzheimer's, I can go and I can take care of my grandmother, and I can remember how she's changed over the years.
But that's not the part that you're supposed to focus on. You're supposed to focus on their love story.
It's such a sad movie, though. I don't want to see the part where they die in each other's arms. I want to see the part...
Okay, don't watch that part then.
I want to see the part where they have fun, and it's adorable.
And they're all fighting back and forth. It's like a cute love.
It's too sad. It's too sad. It's not a good chick flick movie for me. So that's why I put it on the list. That was one of my must-haves on the bad list, because I couldn't talk him out of it. It's so intensely sad. She likes it, and I get that it's a popular movie, but it's too sad, man. I can't do it.
Okay,
Makes me upset.
Let's move on. To number 2 on the list. Is it going to work this time?
No idea.
Probably not. Probably not.
Oh!
It's The Lake House, which I think anyone who has ever seen this movie would probably agree with me. Now, I love Sandra Bullock, and she will be on the other list, so it's not her. Keanu Reeves is...
He's a good... I don't see him as a chick flick actor, but I like Keanu Reeves. He's the one, man.
The acting is not the problem with this movie. This movie is just horrific because of the story and the major gaps. So, for all of you that don't know, it's based on this idea that these two are living in 2 different times. So they live 2 years apart from each other, but they write notes to each other through this magical mailbox at the lake house, which is this really sweet house. And I really do like the idea of the house. The house is cool. And they both love it, and that makes them have this connection, whatever. But so basically, they try and meet once. He's supposed to wait for her, or she's waiting. I can't work.
What's
he
going on?
Waits for her. He's in the earlier time, so they set a date, and he doesn't come, and so she gets all pissed at him and thinks that he's not trying to come, and that he forgot about her. But really, he died. And so then she eventually saves him, like she tells him not to come, and that's like the whole movie. So I just saved you from 2 hours, but
don't watch it, please.
It doesn't make sense in the space-time continuum to me. It just totally ignores all the problems with space travel, that he would have already done that, and like throughout the whole movie he keeps changing things in the past that then magically appear in the future, and you see it magically appear, as if that makes sense. It would have already happened. It just doesn't make any chronological sense. Nor do their conversations, because they're like texting basically back and forth to each other. The way they talk to each other, they're like, hello, how are you, blah blah blah, and they're like one-word things. If you were writing a letter to someone, you would write like a paragraph. You wouldn't go back and forth.
Yeah.
That movie, yeah.
I agree. It's awful.
That's all you have to say?
I mean, yeah, it really just comes down to, like you said, the cast was fine. it's just the
Are you crying? Everyone's concerned you're crying.
I'm all right.
Okay. He's good.
The problem is just the really complete ignorance about time travel and the paradox of what they did in the movie. Hug her, Bob. Are you crying?
No.
I don't understand what's happening. Chad is making
Chad
up
just
stuff.
wants hugs.
Chad just wants stuff to be happening that's not happening.
Okay, number 1 on our worst movie list. Valentine's Day. This movie is awful. It's so bad. And if you look just for a second, it's okay. At all the actors, the famous actors and actresses in this movie, you think, holy crap, how could this possibly be bad?
Yeah.
It must be amazing with all those people. It's horrible. I mean, it's just like, because there are so many people, there's so much shit going on that you're like, what? All the time, trying to keep track of everyone's stories, and it's just so sad. Like, it's beyond sappy to me. Like, I can handle sappy.
This is just a classic case of a Hollywood cash-in, right? I mean, this is some producer or whoever had this idea was like, look, Valentine's Day is coming up, and all the single people are going to be bummed out, and they're going to want to, like, see a movie or something. We should make a movie called Valentine's Day and just, like, pay out the face for all these ridiculous actors, and everyone will have to come see it. Because
worked.
all of the actors will be in it. And it totally worked. That movie made money. It was a box office success.
And we actually found it on a best list.
Yeah.
Where we were doing some recon.
It's just such an obvious cash-in. The stories are kind of half-assed. Nothing's that interesting. It's just the epitome of, like, let's make a chick flick. What's the story? Ryan Gosling takes his shirt off a lot.
Ashton Kutcher is funny.
$30 million or whatever, however much it made. I have no idea how much it made at box office, but it's just a cash-in.
It was too much.
It's too lazy.
Too much. I mean, it has been done well that you can have a large cast and still make a good movie, but this one was really unfocused. And so that's our number 1 worst. So as you can see by our list, you understand what we meant at the beginning. And lots of people in chat have been, like, protesting that we wouldn't put Twilight on here. We didn't see Twilight, so...
Well, and honestly, I get why Twilight might be considered a chick flick, but it's sort of more like a teen movie. Twilight is for, like, the kids who read the books, because the books were targeted at young adults, right? That's not like an adult series. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong, but I would qualify that as like a teen movie or like a tween movie or whatever age group it's targeted at. But
Bob's definition is very stringent for some reason.
Chick flicks should be chick flicks. I don't know. I don't know why I'm such a strickler.
Okay, strickler. Okay, let's move on to the goods. Actually, this time. So...
Okay, like I said before, that brings us to number 5 on our list of good chick flicks. And number 5 is 500 Days of Summer.
Now, I wasn't so crazy about this one, but Bob showed it to me pretty early in our relationship, so I had to pretend to like it.
Ouch. It's a good movie. It's like
It's got Zooey Deschanel, and every time Zooey Deschanel is in the movie, she's just all, I'm quirky. Don't you love me? I'm quirky.
That's her thing. That's the role.
And I don't.
That's not just her doing that. That's actually the role.
No, I get it, but she's that role in everything.
Yeah, well,
and I don't really like it.
She's sort of good at that. But yeah, that movie is a good cast. I mean, it's her, Zooey Deschanel, but it's also Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Who is a great actor, and he does a good sort of sensitive guy role. I mean, he's a good actor. I like him in everything. I even saw him in the one where he was a bike messenger, whatever the hell that was called.
50-50 was really good.
Yeah, 50-50 was also, that was with Seth Green. No,
I have no idea.
That was with Knocked Up Guy. But yes, so it's a solid cast, and it's an interesting movie, and I don't want to spoil the whole movie for you, but it's a love story, but it's not just all happy the whole time. There's a little up and down, but it has a happy ending. They don't die in each other's arms tragically at the end of the movie and make you super depressed.
It is a cute little story about their...
It has a lot of different directions.
And her name is Summer. It's not Summer.
Oh yeah, the girl's name is Summer. That's right.
So it's like their relationship.
Uh-huh. But it's a good movie, and if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It's sort of alternative. It's not like a mainstream chick flick per se, but if you like that sort of thing, it's a good love romantic comedy sort of movie. Well, that brings us to number 4 on the list of good chick flicks. Top 5 good chick flicks. Whatever the list is called.
The best ones.
The best ones.
Crazy Stupid Love. I love this story. So this is a pretty recent one comparatively to, I think, most chick flicks that one would think of. Did we see this in the theaters?
We might have, actually.
Yeah, I think we saw this in the theaters together when we were dating. I super love this one. It has Steve Carell in it.
And Ryan Gosling.
And Julianne Moore. And
that girl from Easy A.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
Yeah, the cast is really, really good. And it's just a really, really sweet, real love story. It's not... So the whole thing is Steve Carell and Julianne Moore are getting a divorce because they've sort of fallen out of love with each other, and she's slept with someone else, and it's a whole mess. But then, spoiler alert, they end up together.
Lots of stuff happens. It
It's
doesn't just jump to the head.
No, but it's a really good story, and Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling make a really cute couple.
Yeah.
So they should keep that under advisement.
Yeah.
But it's really cute. I guess we don't have a lot to say about that one, other than
It's
I
just
just
an all
really
around.
like it.
It's just an all
And
around good movie.
It's more realistic than a lot of the chick flicks one would see, especially the bad list.
And that brings us right along
To number 3.
to number 3 on the top 5 best chick flicks by our arbitrary standard. Definitely, maybe.
This is another Bob favorite.
This comes from the list of movies that represent my private love affair with that guy.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
I think all the Family Guy jokes.
I almost just called him Brian Reynolds. He's Ryan Reynolds. I think Ryan Reynolds is, in some of his movies, he's kind of a douche, but I think generally he's funny and he's like a hot guy, whatever. So he does the
crush.
Yeah. Well, he does the desirable guy role pretty well because he's full of himself and he's hot enough to pull it off, like Ryan Gosling. Like,
well, and this one is really good too because it has the girl in it who's
the crazy girl from Wedding Crashers.
Oh no,
the redhead.
I was thinking the little girl.
Oh yeah.
From the bus one.
Yeah, from.
Oh my god. You can think of things.
Little Miss Sunshine.
Yes.
The little girl from Little Miss Sunshine. She's great. Yeah.
Yes, she was fantastic, and she is in that movie.
But yeah, this one is nice. I mean, this is a very straightforward chick flick.
It's not though, because it's telling.
It covers his romantic history, baby.
Yeah.
Baby, basically, covers his romantic history, baby. It's a story that he's telling his past to his daughter because he's trying to talk to her about which one of the people he dated her mom is and how love works and all. And it's just like it's nice. Cute. All the stuff that happens is nice and it's fun and it's happy.
And it keeps you in suspense a little because there's a couple girls it could be. You don't necessarily know which one the mother is and stuff.
But I just like this one because Ryan Reynolds is in it. I like the cast in general. The little girl is good. The main love interest, who is the crazy girl from Wedding Crashers, whose name I can't remember, she's a good actress as well. It's an enjoyable movie. And that brings us...
You should see it if you haven't. It's not very widespread, I feel like.
I don't think it wasn't that big because it's not like very dramatic or anything. It was... I think it got lost in the wash.
It's a cute little movie, so...
It is.
Okay, so moving on to number 2. So this one's amazing. Miss Congeniality. So who can think of chick flick and not think of 1, Sandra Bullock, and 2, specifically Miss Congeniality? This movie is absolutely amazing. If you have not seen it, you need to go rent it right now. So, basically, it's Sandra Bullock is sort of a...
She's an FBI agent.
Yeah, she's an FBI agent, and she's sort of not so girly. She's more
sort of
utilitarian.
The way it is in the movie, she's like a hardcore tomboy. She doesn't brush her hair. She's like, and so the whole joke of it is
that she has to go undercover as
a beauty pageant contestant,
right? To solve a crime, and she has to pretend like she's actually winning to make it seem believable so they can advance her so she can stay in all the areas because there's been threats about a bombing there. And so they're just investigating it. And it's really cute. And who's the guy in it?
Michael Caine is the old guy.
Right,
for stylist.
He's awesome.
He's an awesome actor, obviously.
Takes a really secure man to walk like that.
The guy, the other FBI agent who's the love interest, he's a Hispanic dude, but I cannot remember his name.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of chick
stuff.
flicks,
Yeah.
sort of. He's a good love interest guy, but he does a good job. I don't know what's going on in chat. It's really distracting, though.
Don't be distracted.
Try not to read it.
We're talking about Miss Congeniality, and it's really awesome because she meets Miss Rhode Island, who is the quintessential beauty queen, who actually ends up winning. But she's
damn spoilers.
Everyone's seen this movie, but she has the famous quote about they ask her the question about what's her favorite, describe her perfect date, and she says April something.
Oh.
When they obviously meant romantic date, and she
April
told them
23rd.
a date. Oh, yeah, it is April 23rd. You have a good memory. But so empty-headed, and it's funny, and she has all this drama with all the girls, and it's really fun.
Yeah, William Shatner is also in that movie. That's
yeah.
right. He's like the host of the competition. He's funny too.
I was in the middle of my song, and it just it's a really good all-over movie, and you should see it.
Yeah,
okay.
If you haven't seen it, that's surprising. Don't see Miss Congeniality 2.
No.
Not so good. The first one, it's very good, though. And that brings us to number 1 on the list.
Dun, da, da, da. And this one I put on the list because how could you not? Best chick flick of all time to me, Pretty Woman. Bob informed me when we were making this list that he in fact has not seen this movie, which I think is a travesty we all need to correct. But this movie is amazing. So if you don't know, it's got Richard Gere and Julia Roberts, and Julia Roberts is like a hooker trying to make her way, but she's actually a really smart and nice person, and Richard Gere buys her for a week because he sees the beauty in her or whatever, and they fall in love, and it's awesome.
Sounds reasonable.
No, I mean the part, it's the rags to riches idea that he takes care of her, and he gives her the beautiful necklace to wear because he's like, something's missing, and he puts it on her. And
yeah, that's my entire knowledge of this movie comes from the Family Guy cutaway where Peter is Julia Roberts and then the guy's like, something's missing, and he's all, and then he shuts it, and Peter is all, ooh. I assume that happens in the movie, but that's all I know.
It's sort
about
of
the
like
movie.
that. Yes, that does happen. But it's it's just quintessential. It's all about the romance between them. The whole thing is, and it's just, when I think of chick flick, this is what I think of.
Well, and me too. Despite the fact that I haven't seen it, I knew the story of it, and it's one of those iconic chick flicks that's like everybody who just doesn't absolutely hate and ignore the existence of chick flicks is pretty much aware and has seen Pretty Woman because it's a classic.
Yeah, well, and there are some other classics, Sleepless in Seattle, things like that we could have talked about, but this is my favorite out of the classics, and this is just quintessential. So if you haven't seen it, I really don't like older movies. This one was from 1990. I looked it up. Yeah, that's right, research. But you should watch it anyway, because I don't like old movies, but this one I think it's a little 80s-y funny, but it's awesome.
Totally holds up.
Well, and she like goes shopping with him, and he just like buys her anything she wants, but when she went earlier and they wouldn't serve her because she was a hooker. It's a good story. Okay?
It is.
I'm not doing it justice. So that's our list of the top 5 worst and the top 5 best of our favorite chick flicks. Let us know what you think in the comment section, in chat. We'll be talking to you in just a minute.
Also, don't forget, Let's Play merchandise is now available.
Yes.
If you go to the link beneath us.
And Bob will be making a female shirt.
Yes, we've had requests for new items in the store. They will be coming out. But if you go to the link beneath us, there's a link to the Mice Kerm swag shop. That was originally just mine, but now it encompasses List Play as well. So you can get, there are two versions of the List Play logo, and you can get shirts. You can also put the logo on any of the stuff that Spreadshirt sells that you want to have it on. You can do whatever you want yourself, or you can buy the pre-made items. But go and check it out because they're pretty awesome shirts. We don't actually have any yet, but they're coming.
We keep saying we're ordering them.
They're going to be on us soon. Don't worry. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Thank you for being
here.
Yeah,
hope you had as much fun as we did at date night tonight.
Oh, yeah. This is our date for the next 6 months. So I hope you liked it. It's pretty cheap for me, so I like that. That's good. That's... I just chuckled. I just laughed at myself because now I have to say the outro. Will you say it?
Okay.
Okay.
List you later.
Hey, we're back.